Welcome to Love in Life, a guide to a positive mindset. My aim is to show you that the key to a happier and more positive mind is to love the life you have. We will look at tips and tools you can use to improve your mindset, and the best thing is, we'll all be on this journey together. Welcome to Love in Life, a guide to a positive mindset. Now, if you are a part of my Facebook group, Love in Life, a guide to a positive mindset, then you will have noticed the other day that I told you about a Moldavite crystal that went missing. So I had a beautiful pendant that had like a little Moldavite crystal in it. And when did I buy that? Probably in July, I reckon. So I was wearing it constantly, and all of a sudden, one day it went missing. I just noticed that it wasn't there. So all I've got is like the outline of the pendant, the outside of the pendant now. And it's not the first time a Moldavite has gone missing. So I used to have a Moldavite ring, which I'd wear on this finger. And it was like a cute little teardrop shaped piece of Moldavite in a ring. And I was hanging out the washing one day, and it literally just like, I don't know if it got caught on the washing line, but it literally just flung open and the crystal just shot out of the ring. So given that I've now lost 2 pieces of Moldavite, it has made me look into why that happens. So before I explain why that's happened, let's just have a look at what Moldavite is. So Moldavite is a crystal that's made up of natural glass, which was formed from a meteor hitting the Earth around 15 million years ago. And it's found in primarily the Czech Republic, like 99% of it is found in Czech Republic. But it's also, parts of it are found in Germany and Austria as well. But 99% of it comes from the Czech Republic. So the intense heat and impact of the meteor hitting the Earth caused it to cool and form a glass. And because it was formed by the meteor hitting Earth, some people say that it's got cosmic powers because it originated in space. So basically it's extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial just means it's from outside of the Earth or its atmosphere. Some facts about Moldavite: it's olive green and it's extremely rare. Now, the reason why it's extremely rare is because it can only be found in these places. It was only formed because of that meteor hitting the Earth. So that obviously makes it extremely rare. That means that it holds a high market value. And I even read earlier that it is predicted that in 10 years' time, because of the increase in popularity of Moldavite, it's only predicted to be able to be mined for the next 10 years and then it'll be gone. So the price of it is going to soar then. It's known as the stone of transformation, and this is because of its high vibration energy. Now, however much research I've done, I cannot find the frequency of Moldavite. Most other crystals, you can Google what frequency they vibrate at, but not Moldavite for some reason, but it just says it's extremely high. So anyway, the reason for it being known as the stone of transformation is because it is such a high vibration energy. And so it is known to enhance energy work. It's known to promote chakra alignment, and it's also known to support spiritual growth. And the reason for this is because the high vibration frequency of the Moldavite stimulates the chakras, in particular the heart and the third eye chakra. So by stimulating the third eye chakra, it enhances your intuition, and it means that you connect the physical with the spiritual, which, if you listen back to the third eye episode I did, this kind of, this is where the two start connecting. And it's also linked with the heart chakra as well, which supports emotional healing. So I guess combining the two, the heart chakra and the third eye, by supporting your emotional healing, you're actually clearing the mental blockages that you've had in place, keeping you safe, helping you survive, that clear the path for you walking out into the future. Does that make sense? So it is highly linked with like getting you to the next step. Now, because it has such an intense energy, it can take you a while to adjust to the frequency of it. Obviously, as we've established, it's got a high vibrational frequency. And so it vibrates at a higher frequency than what we do. So if you're working with Moldavite, if you're wearing it as a piece of jewelry, or if you keep it near you, then your body is going to take a while to adjust to that frequency. So because of this, some people find that they get headaches. Some people find that they feel dizzy, or they get tingling sensations on their body. I didn't actually have any of that. I just felt, whenever I was wearing it, it felt right. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like it belonged. So I just want to go a little bit into what my experience of Moldavite was. As I've just said, I didn't really notice like the high vibrational frequency of it, in terms of it didn't give me headaches. It just felt right when I was wearing it. Some people find that they can't sleep with it, or whether it's on their bedside or on their person. Like because I wore it as a ring and I also wore it as a necklace, I wore it on me all the time. And it's funny actually, because since then I've been getting really vivid dreams. So yeah, I don't know, that's a bit just an observation that's just hit me then. But the first time I had a piece of Moldavite, so it was the ring that I had, was the first piece that I had. And I found that I was looking for it for ages and I couldn't find any anywhere. The crystal places that I usually go to, they were completely out of stock and didn't know when they were going to get any more in. Every single time I visited, that would be the case. And then I would always say to myself, don't worry, it will turn up when it needs to turn up. And then one day it did. One day I found a ring in a lovely crystal shop that I go to in Bristol, and I was like, oh my God, finally, it is meant to be mine. And I think that's the thing with crystals, with a lot of this, a lot of spiritual or self-development growth that we do. It's just trusting that things happen at the right time. And if they're not happening for you, there's a reason why it's not happening for you. So I was so excited when I came across this Moldavite ring. And so that was April in 2023. And my intention for finding Moldavite was to get me to my purpose. And it was a month later, or later on that month, I don't even think it was a month later, it was later on that month that I came across belief coding. I came across the amazing Jess Cunningham and fell in love with belief coding. Now, if you've listened to me before, then you know what I'm talking about. And at the time, when I came across it, I was like, I just pinpointed that I had a super big fear of judgment. So like my two things were finding my purpose, finding what I need to be doing to get me to my purpose. Does that make sense? And also overcoming this fear of judgment. And I believe that by finding belief coding, that's helped me. Like if I compare how I feel now compared to how I was feeling like 18 months ago, it's massively, massively different. I do believe that belief coding has helped me to overcome that fear of judgment that was holding me back and stopping me being my true self for such a long time. So I believe that Moldavite ring helped me find belief coding. And belief coding has not only helped me get over that fear of judgment, but also to find my purpose. Like my coaching practice now revolves around belief coding. I don't really do any life coaching. Like any coaching I do, it's all around belief coding. So then when I lost my ring, I'm just trying to think when I lost it. I was absolutely devastated. I can't remember if it was the end of last year or if it was early this year. But either way, I was absolutely devastated. Like it literally flung off the washing line and God knows where it went. Like you would think it would be in my garden somewhere. I haven't been able to find it. So anyway, I was like, oh, well, I desperately need to find another piece. And I probably should have done this research then. because there's a reason why Moldavite leaves you. But anyway, I then kind of let it go. But then when I went back into this crystal shop again, I came across a lovely necklace with the pendant, and I just had to buy it. And this time the Moldavite lasted with me even less. So let's take a look now at why it leaves you. As with all crystals, when they leave you, it can mean that they've simply served their purpose and they can't help you anymore because they've done their job. It can also mean that it's not compatible with your energy. And I guess this is the thing with Moldavite, because it is such a high frequency, it's not going to be compatible with everybody. That is why you hear so many stories about Moldavite and like how it can be. Some people find it scary to work with because it changes their path so quickly that people find it really, really scary. And it can, I've heard stories of it like flipping people's worlds upside down. Like if a person isn't aligned with your path, friendships, relationships break down. You hear of that a lot when people work with Moldavite. Anyway, back to this. But Moldavite is actually well known for its disappearing ability because it's extraterrestrial. So meaning that it's not from the earth, it's from outside of the earth and outside of our atmosphere. It's thought that the mineral composition of Moldavite is foreign to our atmosphere and therefore can disappear into thin air. Some people believe that it's still there, but because it's not part of our world, you can't see it with the naked eye. And I love the thought of that. Like, it made me think maybe it is still in my pendant and I just can't see it. I quite like the thought of that. So if you see me wearing a pendant with nothing in it, then just pretend there's a bit of Moldavite in it. Some people actually believe that it can travel to other dimensions. It can also leave you if you are stubborn. So remembering that Moldavite is the crystal of transformation. If you are stubborn and unwilling to change, then it's not going to bother working with you anymore and it's just going to leave. Now, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case with me. It just depends on, this is the thing with everything. Like I said, you just have to go with your instinct, go with your gut. Like, I just know that wasn't the case with me. I am willing to change it and I believe that I truly have changed actually. I've done the inner work. I've done the heart chakra, all the emotional healing. I've done that. I'm doing it. I'm still doing it. And I still intend on continuing to do that because I think we always have to. But also the other reason why you can lose it is because it can show you your truth. It can teach you everything it needs to teach you. And then it can move on. When it's taught you everything you need to learn, it can move on. So I'm actually taking it as that. If anyone ever hears me buying another piece of Moldavite, stop me. I have to accept that I've learned everything I can from working with Moldavite. I don't need to work with Moldavite anymore. There are many other crystals that I can work with. I'm on my path and I just have to continue doing the work that I'm doing. Does that make sense? And that's what I just truly have to believe. So I'd love to know if you've ever worked with Moldavite, what your experience of it is, and if you've lost any. Like, I've heard lots of stories on other podcasters that I follow, other crystal people that I follow. I've heard of lots of people losing it, but I would love to know if anybody listening has lost any Moldavite, if it's simply disappeared. I'd love to know your stories. So please do get in contact and let me know. Obviously, you can do that by simply emailing me, lisa@lisadavidge.co.uk. You can come over to my Facebook group, which is Love and Life, A Guide to a Positive Mindset, or you can comment below. Okay, if you've been listening for the last few weeks, then you'll know that I'm doing the magic this month. We're about a week into it. There are quite a few other people joining me on this lovely journey. And we're all sharing our experiences in a Facebook group. And there are a few people who are actually in contact with me on WhatsApp as well because they're not on Facebook. Now, it's not too late for you to join if you want to. I had a message from somebody in the group today to say that everything on her day today, she was traveling to a different city to do a meeting, and things that could go wrong, everything was slotting into place for her for it to go right. And she has had so many signs, and she's open to seeing those signs and signals that everything is working out for her. And we're only on day 6, so that is amazing. In fact, I think she's a little bit behind, so she's only on like day 3. So this can really change really quickly if you're open to it changing really quickly. So if you do fancy joining me, I am actually going to do it again in January for a different group, but it's not too late to join this month if you want to. All the videos that I'm doing each day, they're uploaded onto the Facebook group, and so you can watch them back every day. But do you know what? It's funny because going back to earlier on, like my fear of judgment, in this Facebook group, I'm literally getting up in the morning, because with the magic, it's best if you do it first thing in the morning. So I'm literally getting up in the morning and going straight into my room here and putting my camera on and videoing myself live, by the way, live videos. I'm still in my dressing gown. I haven't got my makeup on. I've brushed my hair, but it's not done. Do you know what I mean? Girls know what I mean by that. And I genuinely haven't felt uncomfortable doing that. Whereas before, like if I was to do that a year ago, it would have taken a lot of like courage for me to do that. But I genuinely am finding it just natural to go on every morning and go live to those people without worrying that people think, oh, look, you can see her rosacea. Oh, look, you can't, she hasn't done her hair. I'm not worried about any of that, which is amazing. It's something that is new to me, not having that worry. Thinking about it, I've also been listening to my subliminal a lot. I released a subliminal on self-confidence that is only 9 minutes, but I play it about 3 or 4 times a day. And so I wonder if that's got something to do with it as well. I'll pop the link for that below if anybody wants it. But yeah, please let me know if you want to join the magic. Please let me know your experience with Moldavite. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, to subscribe, to review, ask me any questions. I've told you how to get in contact with me, but of course you can just comment as well below if you're watching on YouTube, and I'll get back to you. But I would love to hear from you and hear your experiences. Okay, that's all from me this week. I really hope to see you joining me with the magic. If not this month, then certainly in January. January is an amazing time to do it. It's a great way to start off the new year. So have an amazing week, and I will speak to you next week. Send in love. Bye.